My name's Riverlight Sparkle 11.
And my name is Moonlight Sonata.
We are live at the Burnet News Studio. We have a very special visitor who knows a lot about social housing and the current issue. What are your thoughts on the current crisis regarding social housing? And what do you think are the main issues?
I think that the main issues are bad living conditions. For example, the people live in cramped spaces where it's not really nice for them to live there. They might get ill easily because it's quite unsanitary. And also, not enough money is funded into them, so they can become unsafe. And most importantly, there isn't enough social housing to go around.
Why do you think these issues affect us and our community so?
Well, first of all, social housing, if it's not funded properly, can be very unsafe and unstable. So the community around could be affected if something happens to the housing. And also, it gives your area a bad name to have bad social housing. And social housing can look quite unappealing sometimes because it hasn't been funded properly.
What are the possible solutions to fixing the social housing crisis?
Well, there are a lot of long-term solutions, but we're going to have to work up for them. But short-term solutions include more funding. For example, if the government funded about 1/8 of the money into social housing, they'd have to fund about 1/4 because not enough is going into them. And also, if we had more houses, more people could be housed, and that's the most commonly known solution.
So out of all the solutions, which one do you think is the best and the most realistic?
Well, I think some of the best solutions are the ones that are the most obvious. For example, building in abandoned places such as old warehouses and places that people don't want to fund into because they just don't want to spend the money on it, but really it's worth it for the people who need social housing.
So since the obvious solution is building houses, where do you think we can build these houses and where do you think we can get the money from?
Well, firstly, we can build the houses in places that are abandoned, and we can encourage people who live in very large houses to give up parts of their house to people who need it more. And most importantly, I think the government are the most responsible for paying for it. And I'm not saying that they need to raise the taxes that they're given for the social housing. They just need to use it more efficiently.
So overall, what do you recommend that we should do?
I recommend that we should fund more into social housing, give more social housing, try and make social housing better as well, because that's almost as important, because the people living in there can sometimes get very ill and they have very bad living conditions.
Thank you.
Thank you.